frontier.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following podcast is wrestling daft and is scheduled for 1 hour. Maybe more. It has no real-time limits, making their way into your ears. First, from a place called Barneston, he is the Pyramid. Rab Grado.
It's going to be the funniest show ever because I'm all about the comedy and the money, baby.
How much you going to pay?
And his partner, the top end of Stevenson.
From Mechanical City to Beef Community Centre, I've got stories that are going to blow your mind.
Hello and welcome to Wrestling Daft. My name's Rab Florence and I'm joined once again by the one and only one, Mr. Grado himself. Grado himself. How you doing, Grado himself?
I'm alright, mate. I'm just halfway through eating a dime bar. Well, it's not a dime bar, it's a kind of Cadbury with dime bar fruit.
Oh, here. Dime bars are delicious. Anything with that dime... Is that butterscotch? Butterscotch pieces? Is that what a dime bar is?
I don't know what it is.
Dime bar is? Somebody Google that. Can we get the research team? Sandra, David, Gillespie, can you have a look? Can you do a wee Google for us, please, to see what's in a dime bar? We'll get back to the audience about that.
Mate, it does say something about almonds.
Well, there you go. Something about almonds, as Grado says, in the American style. Almonds.
Palm, shea, coconut, blanched almonds, skim milk, and emulsifiers. Fucking has a shit in this.
Mate, the only Pam you should be worrying about is fucking Pam and her 5 sisters now, mate. You're stuck in a quarantine. You know what I mean?
See you, mate.
That's what I'm talking about.
Come on, man.
That's what I'm talking about. You can't hear that in the podcast, but that's what I'm talking about. We know what you're like. Right, so let's move on. It has been a big week for the pro wrestling, mate, because we just saw what has to be one of the weirdest WrestleManias ever. One of the weirdest WrestleManias ever, and probably the weirdest WrestleMania there will ever be.
Rob, I'm going to tell you right now, it's probably one of the most bizarre WrestleManias you ever come across.
What did you think it, mate?
Shite, foul out.
You thought it was shite?
No, right, here. No, man, it's right.
You swallow that dime.
What I didn't like was, I just don't like the crowd. And the women selling, I felt as if I was fucking watching Wimbledon, not that way. Well, it's not against women selling, but it was just the way it kind of sounded, you know.
In that, I have to say that in the Charlotte match, it kind of did jump out a lot. The fact that Rhea Ripley was really screaming like mad.
It was pissing me off, man.
Screaming like mad.
I was like, shut up.
With a live crowd there, it would have came across really well. It was a kind of intense match, I think, but I think just in that setting, you were just kind of a wee bit like, this is kind of uncomfortable to watch because this is like screaming, you know what I mean?
They would have been blown out their ass because see when you're in the ring and you're selling, using your voice and you blow the fuck right up. So you do. So there must have been absolutely burst. But I mean, when they recorded that, I don't know. I think it definitely wasn't live, wasn't it? They've recorded all that shit.
Right now, however, though, I want to come in just give you a wee counterpoint here on the complaining about the noises they were making, because the noises. See, at the end of that Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens match, when Kevin Owens landed on Seth Rollins and Seth Rollins was selling me that.
Aye, I picked up on that.
That was magic. That was brilliant. I loved that.
That was the best match out of the two nights.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt, that was the match.
Drew Galloway's brother there.
That was the match of the 2 nights.
John!
There's John Galloway there.
He doesn't even know what he's doing, does he?
Hold on. We
John
have just been... I need you to understand something, right? Just if you're listening to this podcast, here, the WWE Champion's brother has just invaded this podcast. His mic isn't working. We're just going to get his mic working here.
Right? He's put it in mute. Hold on.
Let's hand it over to the producer to try and get this mic working.
John, tell him what today. There's a wee bit. He's pressed mute.
Oh, he might be coming in.
He could be coming in now.
I was muted by the host.
The host muted you, John.
It said the host muted you.
What hell?
How you doing, John? I'm Rab. How you doing?
I've met you at ICW a couple of times, man.
Have you?
I've never been asked to do media before. I've got a studio set up in my Wayne's room.
Of magic. That's
Mate,
how we're all doing this now.
How you getting on, John? You alright?
Yeah, I'm not too shabby, man. Yourself? I mean, apart from the world, but there's not much you can do about that.
Aye.
How does it feel, man? Your brother's a heavyweight champion of the world, brother.
It's surreal. Still kind of getting used to it. I'm watching all the interviews and stuff he's doing. It's one of those ones that will take time to get used to.
How did you watch it? Did you watch it? I'm assuming you watched it live as it was happening.
I watched it.
It wasn't live, but
I watched it with my wife, and I had my dad and his wife on one screen. Like, much like the rest of the world, nobody had heard of this app a month ago, but it's like the most popular thing in the world just now. So we're all sussing it out. So my dad and his wife on one screen, my aunt and uncle on one screen, and my cousin and her boyfriend on one screen. And it was the 8 of us that were meant to go to Florida. So we still kind of watched it together, just know how we planned it.
Aye.
And how did you react?
So my dad ordered it in BT Sports, so he was 30 seconds ahead, so I had to mute and close the screen because he knew the result before I did.
Did you know the result, John? No.
I didn't know the result. Drew kept it kayfabe. He done very well.
Brilliant. And what happened when he won? Did you all jumping about cuddling one another? And
well, as I say, I've got a wee boy. He's like 21 months old, so he was asleep. So I tried to keep it as low key as possible, but I was kind of speechless right after it. It was like my wife videoed me my reaction and sent it to Drew, and I'm very rarely just completely silent watching wrestling, and I didn't know what to say. I say, when he reached out to the camera and said thank you, that hit me somewhere, man. That
was a brilliant moment, wasn't it?
I'm trying very hard not to swear. I swear quite a lot. I'm going to be very
fucking
bad. Don't worry about it. Swear away.
I know, but it comes off bad on me. I'm a
this is the thing, though.
Member of the community.
Well, you're now the brother of the WWE champion, so you maybe you need to kind of lay off the swearing and stuff
I've
like
got
that.
More responsibility on me.
Yeah, you have. That's the thing. You've got to carry that.
Have you seen the WWE Chronicle?
I did. I watched it the day after.
That I was nearly greeting to that because that broke my heart. That broke my heart.
I did have a tear during that. It's what should have been like the most uplifting story you'll ever see. Well, apart from the Edge documentary just went on, that's pretty bloody uplifting. But it's a great story with the saddest of endings. It's in a way it's the opposite of the Edge documentary because it's got such a happy ending. And it's just. It's the whole world, mate. You can't take it personal.
But you know what, John? Like I was asked to record a video. A lot of the ICW boys were to kind of tell him good luck and all that. And I did say at the end, it goes, "You get your time, big man. You get your time." And I firmly believe he will. Yeah. He definitely will. He will get that moment where if it's a SummerSlam or an outdoor venue, he'll get his moment, mate.
See my take on it, right? Drew is going to have 100 nights where he's going to have the crowd on their feet cheering for him and all that, right? But nobody is ever going to forget this WrestleMania.
Definitely.
Ever going to forget this WrestleMania. And even the new, I don't think we can even properly kind of contextualise it in our heads yet at the minute. Like what this WrestleMania is going to be like when we look back on it. But this is going to be remembered as one of the strangest WrestleManias ever. I think, and I genuinely think it's going to be remembered as one of the best WrestleManias ever because against all odds, that was a great show, I thought. Yeah, totally. I thought it was a great show against all odds because that just should not have been a good show at all. But I think everybody knocked their pans in. Absolutely knocked their pans in, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the way to look at it is there's no other entertainment and they've went out and killed themselves to give us something to watch. And I've seen a lot of stuff online where people are like, the show shouldn't go ahead. But they're following the CDC guidelines. So, and if they're told they can work, they can work. So they're giving us 8 hours of entertainment over 2 nights. So who are we to criticise?
Right, well, I'll tell you what I'm going to criticise.
Go.
Sitting, AJ Styles comes out, Undertaker's coughing, hearse, whatever. Taker comes down his motorbike, and a shitey Metallica number 7 number. What happened to American Badass or Limp Bizkit? I was totally G'd up for him coming out.
I was hoping at the end it was going to be like rolling when he went away at the end. I would have loved that.
I was gutted, mate. It really, I was actually sitting there going, I'm devastated, man. That would have been so good.
It doesn't matter.
It matters a lot to me. Mate, my entrance like a prayer. It's very important to me, Robert, okay?
Aye.
So much like Mark Calloway, I'm sure he's very, very similar. But John, mate, we're having you on this show and it's brilliant. It's amazing to have you here. Have you spoke to Drew since it happened last night?
I've spoken to him.
2 nights ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, I spoke to him earlier. I speak to him every day because obviously he's usually a nightmare to get a hold of, but I know he's at home all the time now, so it's easy to get in touch with him at the moment. He did want me to pass a message on to Graves saying thank you very much for the video.
Oh, did he? Get in there, man.
And
get in there.
Tell him a message for you and Rab. He said after he's dealt with Sutton and Tyson Fury, you and Lemmy are next because every Monday he gets sent that accent memes and the real guy memes, and he bloody hates it.
Well,
you're on his list.
I've always defended Drew against that, by the way. I've always been saying to people, look, see, if I've said that to you in this show, actually, Grado, ain't I? So if I was in the WWE, there's no way I would talk like this. There's no way I would talk with this voice. No chance.
No.
You know what I mean?
It's horrible. It's horrible. I remember having to date in TNA backstage promos and the things I'd have to say, and I'd like listen to myself back going, oh my God. Sheena, do you want to be my tag team partner for tonight? I'm needing a tag team partner. I'm like, what? Fucking shut up. You know what I mean? It was that neck. Trust me to go back to talking about TNA when we'll get the WWE Heavyweight Champions brother on the show.
It was also the TNA Heavyweight Champion.
He certainly was.
Correlation there.
And I had a wee...
Correlation's not a word.
We feel it. I actually uploaded a wee picture of me with the TNA heavyweight belt the other night.
I've seen that.
Don't get Grado started talking about TNA, please. Don't.
I know. Let's stop right now. Let's stop right now.
John, I take it you'll be a good Rangers man as well then.
I'm not actually. No.
You're no.
I'm not. I've been a Man City fan for about 30 years. In my house, the way it worked was they put down a Rangers top and a Celtics top when you're babies, and if you crawl, whatever one you crawl to, that's who you support. I buggered off into a different room and ended up supporting Man City.
You were off. You made the right choice. Got yourself out of
I've been to the second division and back, man. I've earned my time in the sun. I see a lot of kids running about in City tops, and that feels weird now because I was the only kid in a City top back in the day.
Aye.
Back in the 90s when they were rotten, and now you're seeing them all jumping about with all their Man City gear. It must kind of.
You never know. We might get relegated to League Two. Who knows?
You must be a very patient man, mate.
Here, what I did like was Super Ali commenting under the picture of the belt. He said something like, "Get in there, big man." And I was like, "Get in there." That's
the one interview he was clawing for because I seen he was 6:15 in the morning. I was on a Zoom chat with him at 4:30 a.m. and he was on with Ali McCoist at 6:15. So, I mean, I doubt he was doing much sleeping anyway, but he was jumping at that as soon as they said Ali McCoist interview. And he was like, "No bother, my man."
And also
wrestling's a weird thing, isn't it? Because it's like, obviously you have this thing, like a lot of people kind of just don't get wrestling. They don't kind of get what's involved in it, right? But I was just thinking about this the other night when Drew won that title. And I was thinking to myself, like, this is genuinely up there with Scottish, like, sporting achievements, like, all across the board. Because it's no, being the champion, being the WWE champion isn't just about being good at the sport or the game that you're in. It's not just about that. There's so many other obstacles in your way. It's not about being the best so you score the most goals, or being the best so you hit the most rallies, you score the most points at tennis or whatever. There are so many other obstacles, other sacrifices you need to make and stuff like that to get yourself into that position. You need to be respected.
A movie star.
Well, you need to be respected by your peers, right? You need to be respected by your peers. You need to be respected by your bosses. You need to be good at your job. You need to earn that spot. You need to have everybody in agreement that you deserve that spot. And that includes the fans there as well, because Drew is also a champion that is a popular fans champion as well, which is a very difficult position to get yourself in nowadays. You think of how many guys get elevated into that position where they win the title and the fans are like, we don't want him. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So even that achievement to get yourself in that spot, and at the same time the fans are like, aye, we're happy to accept him in that spot. It has to be up there with Scottish fucking achievements of all time.
You actually make a good point, Rab, in terms of, you know what, I've never heard anybody say anything bad about Drew. Mm-hmm. And I actually think that could go a long way in terms of him being the champion and being up there, because he doesn't rub end of the ring way. He's totally straight-laced. He's motivated. He's professional. And I think you're right. What has happened has been one of the biggest things to ever happen in Scotland, and I think it's going to remain because he is shit hot.
Very, very nicely put. There's a lot of people that...
He stole the wee boot off me, but he calls it the Claymore kick. The fucking Claymore
they
kick.
are very similar.
That's a wee boot.
But there's a lot of people who are handed titles.
The wee boot.
It's not their fault they're handed titles. It's what's best for business at the time. But you struggle to think of someone who deserves it more than Drew. Like the story he had,
100%.
like getting released, working his ass off to get back, and then like I'm sure all the Scottish people would come through in time. I don't think it would have went as fast if Drew hadn't came back. Like see the picture of the 5 Scottish champions.
Aye.
Like, there's only 5 million people in Scotland. Like that doesn't even seem possible.
It's mad.
Like, when Drew was a boy and he said he wanted to be a wrestler, that was the impossible dream. And now they're filtering in from everywhere. So it's
I know it's easy for people to say it now, right? But there was definite, like everybody kind of. I mean, you could just see it. I mean, you remember Grado back in the SWA days when Drew would come in, and you would see him. No harm to you, Grado, or any use at SWA at the time. But when Drew,
it's fine.
But when Drew used to come in and was standing in the ring with all yous, you'd be like, "Fucking hell, man! That guy is something else." You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. I remember
he had the height and he had the look, even when he was really young. You know,
I'm telling you, the training session we had with Jake the St. Roberts, there was me and about 40 other slobs, and Jake the St. Roberts just went, "There's only one guy here that's ever going to make it." Then my phone went off, and it went, "If the smell," what the fuck is cooking? Mortified.
But brilliant, John. So I mean, it's just.
I hope I'm sure your family are going to be really, really happy, man. I'm so chuffies.
Yeah,
I know your dad well. Your father gave me one of the most funniest quotes. Like, it wasn't meant to be funny, but I find it one of the funniest things that somebody's ever said to me.
That's my dad's art form, is accidentally funny.
Right, this is it, right? I like to ask folk what they had for their breakfast, right? I says, "Biggin, what did you have for your breakfast this morning?" He says, "Hey, a portion of cornflakes." A portion of cornflakes? A portion? I'm going, what? A portion of cornflakes? It's for ages. Kenny, didn't think of it saying, "I just, I had cornflakes and a bowl or whatever." A portion of cornflakes. Still makes me laugh.
He's some guy.
He's a
some
great
guy
guy.
The feather.
Great guy. Well, John, thanks very much for coming on. Have you got anything else you want to say, you want to tell us or whatever?
Not really, man. Just thanks for the invite. So I was cutting the grass and I got a message on Twitter, man. I wasn't expecting this, so it's my podcast debut. So thank you.
You done
brilliant, man. And how are you all getting on yourself with the lockdown, mate? How's your family? I'm lucky enough. I'm in this furlough scheme, so I'm getting 80% of my wages kind of thing. So for the first couple of weeks, I was like, brilliant. I'm getting paid to watch wrestling and play my Xbox, but it's kind of straining me now. Like, I know you've got 2 wee ones at home, so. Here I've got loads of wee ones. I've got 4 in total in here now. Aye.
I almost swore there. That's so close.
Hey, your brother just won at Wrestlemania. I'd be asking for a couple of G's.
I never discuss money with him. I used to think my wife sat at home and did nothing while I was at work. I've got a newfound respect for being a parent.
You see what's happening now.
I think Drew just wants to say thanks to everyone for like the outpouring of messages on Twitter. Like, you can tell the caliber of people who are sending him messages saying congratulations, that he deserves it. So,
Aye.
And you can be selfish and think I'm getting alerts today saying that I should be on a flight from Tampa to Glasgow.
Oh, that's annoying, man.
It's annoying, but see the reaction he gets when he walks out the first show with a crowd. It'll be worth every second. It'll always be in the record books that he was the WWE champion. It doesn't say 0 attendance. So
that's a good point you make, mate.
Because part of me was like, I wouldn't mind Lesnar winning and Drew winning it at SummerSlam or something. But what if he lost momentum and then he didn't win it? Get it under the belt.
That was a big question, wasn't it? That was a big question. But you know what? I think you've made a really good point, John. That the first WWE show that they do back, a live show, the first bit of music that needs to hit is Drew's.
I'd be very surprised if it wasn't the first.
Aye. It needs to be Drew's because everybody wants it.
On their feet. Because it deserves it. Like,
Definitely, and all the fans know that
wrestling fans are smart enough; they know that he deserves it. So, I don't know. I can feel myself tearing up thinking about it.
No,
I
I
was never emotional before I had a kid. I don't know. I'm broken inside now. I cry at Toy Story and stuff like that these days.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Brilliant.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, guys. It was a pleasure.
Oh, you're the man.
No worries, man. Thanks for coming on.
Cheers, John. Thanks for coming on.
Drew's corner for the handicap match.
You're in his corner. What did you say? You're in his corner?
I'll be in his corner.
Aye.
My place will be there or not, probably. I think that's his new guy. It's a pleasure chatting to you, man.
Aye, pleasure, John. See you again, big man. All right. You're the man, pal. See you later,
man. Bye now. Bye
bye. All right.
Peace.
So that was amazing. We just had the WWE Champion's brother just dropping in on the podcast.
Brilliant, wasn't it?
That was nice, wasn't it? You don't get that in any other podcast, do you, Grado?
You don't get that cool winning, do you?
Exactly, mate. Exactly. Right. So let's have a look at. We'll talk more about Wrestlemania later in this episode, right? But let's move on to see what the listeners have been saying. Big shout out to Kyle Customs, by the way. Check him out on Twitter if you're into your wrestling figures. He says if you don't listen to Wrestling Daft on Spotify, you're missing out. It's fucking hilarious. He says as he's talking about our show. Grado.
Brilliant. I need to retweet that.
And he can't wait to get started on the Grado and Rab Wrestling Daft custom figures.
I've got pecs and everything there, man.
He sent us sketches. He's making figures us too, Grado. Can you believe that? If he does it right, we'll need to do something like we'll need to make a video of the figures fighting. See, I used to see when I had my wrestling figures when I was younger. I used to have this system for working matches. It was a coin toss system using coins, where it was like when they went in and locked up and went in for moves, you toss a coin, head or tails to see who came out on top and stuff. So I had the whole system. 1, 2, flip a coin. Oh, kick out. It was exciting, right? So we can do that with using all the system.
Do you know, as much as I've been a wrestling fan for I was a young boy, I've never owned one wrestling figure. In fact, the only wrestling figure that's really in possession, I bought a figure for my girlfriend's niece as a present, and it was what do you call him? UK champ. He's only 18.
UK champ, he's only 18.
What's his name?
Is the UK champ now?
No, he was the first one, I think.
He done?
No, the other one.
Tyler Bate,
that's it. So the Tyler Bate figure is the only figure that I've really ever been exposed to.
Why would you buy a Tyler Bate figure?
That's the one that she picked.
That's the fucking weirdest. There's been a lot of weird stories on this show, but that's the weirdest fucking story.
She picked Tyler Bate.
Tyler Bate figure.
It's weird, isn't it? I actually think it's in this house.
Which wrestling figure would fit most easily up an arse?
King Kong Bundy's?
I don't know. The Marty Jannetty figure, I remember you push the legs down and his head would kind of pop up if you pushed in the legs. So you stick it up your arse and you push the feet.
You don't want to go legs first, I would say, because King Kong Bundy had a baldy head. You'd just maybe use a bit of lube and just shove it right up your fucking dung pipe.
It would be like a wee bell end just going up.
Your wee dung fun will get it right up there.
King Kong Bundy's head was maced like a bell end.
It was.
After Wolfgang tweeted that the band 5 were underrated. Did they tweet that?
he did, aye.
After Wolfgang tweeted that the band, I love Big Wolfgang, right?
I love 5.
Big Wolfgang, right? But you wouldn't catch fucking Bruiser Brody tweeting that the band 5 were underrated, would you?
Mate, JF 5 was great.
I got us thinking though, what boy band would be the best faction in wrestling terms? Stevie McCabe says 911, 911. Finisher being Alabama, you're going in the slammer. Fucking garbage. Steve says wet with a Marty Pello pile driver, the MPP all day, baby.
No.
My fiance, by the way, Jen, right, was like Marty Pello was a really good family friend with all Jen's family. Jen used to talk, when me and Jen were first going out, Jen used to talk about a guy, Mark, that used to come, like, it was like our uncle's pal, and a guy, Mark, would up the house a lot and stuff like that, but I'd just casually talk about him, and it was, then later on she would go, Mark, like Marty Pello. I was like, what? It's fucking, I was like, the first time you talk about the guy you see is Marty Pello, you don't mention a guy called Mark and then doing the line go, oh, by the way, that's Marty Pello.
That's weird, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. But it was just like a family friend.
Was it you or Lemmy that had the Marty Pello joke?
It was Lemmy.
Okay, sorry.
It was Lemmy. Leslie Ann Johnson goes for Blazing Squad as there's hunters in them, so that'd be a
Good
very
shout.
strong, powerful faction. Whole James Brookfield says, while James Brookfield says, there's a fucking typo in my notes, John. Keep these typos out my fucking notes.
Fucking never had a spell
There's a
check
fucking pandemic on, mate. James
He's
Brookfield.
got all the time in the world and he can't spell wild right.
James Brook, and you ended up with me calling a listener a hole. I've fucking called him a hole now. James Brookfield says he's 17, just for Brian Harvey launching potatoes at people's heads, and I drove over myself because I ate too many spuds match.
That's funny.
We asked for you to keep an eye out for any wrestlers doing anything strange while in self-isolation. Chris Vid19 says, I'm nae grass. Bronze Hello says, did you see Hogan's tweet the other day? Right.
I have put it on the show plan, yes.
That's a tweet.
That's what he tweeted out. That is the tweet. He did it as a screenshot. It's a bit fucked.
Is it?
Is this it?
Aye.
Is this it? About Egypt and all that?
Aye.
Right.
What is it?
Is this it? Have I read this out?
Do we need to read this out?
No, you don't have to read it. It was just for your reference, so you knew
It's
what.
basically a one big lot of shite about Egypt and fucking.
Right. Here's what Hulk Hogan. So Hulk Hogan.
You read it, Rab.
Because this looks like a text. It doesn't
You
look
get
like Hulk
something
Hogan tweeted this.
Oh no, Hogan tweeted this. You don't have to read it. This is just for your reference, just in case you hadn't seen it.
I haven't seen it. So this is what Hulk Hogan. So apparently Hulk Hogan tweeted this the other day.
It's a big tweet.
In 3 short months, brother, just like he did with the plagues of Egypt, God has taken away everything we worship, brother. God said, you want to worship athletes, I will shut down the stadiums.
Did he tweet this?
Must
Did
have.
he tweet this, aye?
You want to worship musicians, I will shut down civic centres. You want to worship actors, I will shut down theatres. You don't want to go to church and worship me, I will make it where you can't go to fucking shut up, Hulk Hogan. The only thing that really matters is Jesus. I just can't be bothered with that. I can't be bothered with wrestlers starting doing all that Jesus patter. Apart from the only time I could be bothered with wrestlers doing all that Jesus patter was when Shawn Michaels took it to the extent where he was like God and he was coming down. Remember, he was like Jesus. He was coming out. Remember, he was all white and all that. He was wearing the white and all that kind of stuff. Loved that. Loved him taking it to that extreme. But I'm not interested in Hogan doing that.
No, you know what? I'm just Googling it now because I fucking loved it. It was somebody told me he was steaming when he tweeted it back in 2011. And I think it's October the 15th, 2011. Hogan tweeted, it's just loading up. Good night, Hulkamaniacs and jabroni marks without a life that don't know a work. When you work a work and work yourself into a shoot, marks. Good night, Hulkamaniacs and jabroni marks without a life that don't know a work. When you work a work and work yourself into a shoot, marks. Fucking brilliant. What a fucking tweet.
That is good. All I can think about, I need to be honest, and you know, you can say a lot of things about Hulk Hogan, but really all I think about now when I think about Hulk Hogan is in that sex tape, being like, talking about being, I ate too much, brother. I ate too before he shagging this woman. I just had too much teeth, brother. Shouldn't have had all that fish. What the fuck he says? I just can't think about it. It's worth watching, mate, just for the kind of, just the intertextual stuff that's going on. And a picture that Pablo's Vault of Horror sent on. It's a fucking podcast, John. Producer John is asking us to talk about photos in a fucking podcast.
And he spelled Kip Sabian wrong.
It looks like Kip Sabian is proposing to a dog. It really does.
I thought you'd find that funny.
He's cropped out the lassie, and it looks like he's proposing.
John, it's funny if you're fucking 10.
Michael says, I seen a whole group of wrestlers chasing each other around an empty arena that other night. See, this is interesting. If you tuned into that without any context or understanding what wrestling is, you'd be like, what the fuck is going on here, man? Watching it. And we're on a Davey Blaze watch, as this week on TikTok he has danced to Fix Up Look Sharp, 3 cans of dragon soup, recreating a music video for Shaggy As It Wasn't Me, and serenading a packet of chocolate hobnobs. That's Davey Blaze, who is, I think has the potential to really, really go places in wrestling. But he seems to be devoting an awful lot of time to TikTok now.
He certainly has. I've not seen much of it, but I'm sure we'll get him on here and they can talk about it.
Let's get him on to talk.
Let's get Davey Blaze back on.
With Davey Blaze. I want Davey back on. I love Big Davey.
Maybe try and get him next week.
And if you spot any wrestlers with weird behaviour during self-isolation, or just want to get in touch with us about any of that, or just random wrestling-related stuff, listen, don't send us stuff about fucking photos and all that, because it's an audio podcast. Use your fucking brains. Engage your fucking brains. See, when you're doing all this fantasy, you're doing fantasy booking and all that, maybe they should do that, maybe they should do this. Well, maybe yous should fucking stop sending us photos, right? And fucking engage your fucking cerebral fucking cortex. If you want to get in touch, get us on Twitter at Wrestling Daft.
Well, I suppose
on Insta at Wrestling Daft Podcast, or Wrestling Daft on Facebook.
Sorry, mate.
Or email, hold on, Grado, or email wrestlingdaft@gmail.com. You suppose what?
I'm just thinking, sometimes they don't send pictures into radio shows, no?
They do, yes, they do.
All right, John.
Maybe sometimes. Now, every week we like to separate the good for the bad, the Jedis for the Sith, as we bury and put our stuff for the wrestling game. And this week, of course, it's got to be a WrestleMania special. Right, okay, Grado, what are you burying and what are you putting out for the WrestleMania that we just watched?
Right, burying the fact that it happened without a crowd, and they probably should have waited. Burying the noises in some of the matches. Burying... no live band to make for somebody. Do you know what I mean? It was just there wasn't that big fight feel to it. But I mean, come on, you can't complain because there's a coronavirus on the go. So shut up, Grado. Fucking just enjoy it. Put over, Drew winning, and it was a right spacing, right time. Didn't go too long. Brilliant match. Seth and Kevin Owens stole the show. Edge and Randy Orton was a wee bit played out, a wee bit too long. All that shit in the gym, fucking hell, come on. Hitting each other with fucking dumbbells and wrapping each other around with fucking flyweight, fucking wires and all that shit. I can't be with that. It's as if I've just went a wee walk just before it went, right, use that, right, we'll use that, right, use that. What about this? Right, I'll hit you in the head with that, right, I'll hit you in the head with that. But I did find it funny when it was a last man standing match and the referee forgot to count Edge. And Randy went, isn't it a count? And the referee shat himself and went 1, 2, 3.
That was good. I like that as well. It's a shame. I feel sorry for that Edge and Randy Orton match. Just needed. See if it had 10 minutes pulled out the middle. I think it would have been a really good one.
All right.
Just went too long.
Oh, and I was half asleep. I had no idea what the fuck was going on during that Bray Wyatt and John Cena match, but it was entertaining.
I want to. What do I want to bury?
Oh, sorry, Rab, just one more thing. I really, really want to bury being informed that American Badass would have been used. I've been geeing myself up for weeks that when this was filmed, American Badass was used for him coming down the fucking highway and they used some random Metallica shite. I was devastated about it. Devastated. I actually put me off the whole weekend and I'm fucking still raging about it.
Okay, well, I'm trying to think of what I want to bury, because I think in a WrestleMania like that, it's you really need to give them a lot of credit for the show that they managed to pull off when you consider it was against all the odds. I think I want to bury the intro with the terrible Captain Jack Sparrow kind of vibe.
That was weird.
Kind of comedy-ish, kind of hated that.
That was daft.
That was shite. And I kind of feel like they could have... Sorry, man.
Played on it. Sorry, I'm cutting you off. I'm the worst, sorry. But
no,
you're right. They could have...
Cool.
they could have coronavirused it up and went, in times of need, we are in a world where but we are here to entertain you. Instead they go to some English comic to go, I've done a minute, don't fucking do this, don't minute. And it was like shite.
Aye, it was like, you could see they were trying to do a Captain Jack Sparrow, somebody a shite impersonation of him. It was rotten. And right away it got me going, this is going to be shite. And then, and also, I wish there was a wee bit more. I wish there was a wee bit more production put into entrances and stuff like that. I get why they didn't, but I kind of wish there was a wee bit, just a wee touch more, maybe in places of kind of creative thinking in terms of that kind of stuff. However, there's a lot of stuff I want to put over, right? There's a lot of stuff I want to put over. First of all, I want to put over the Boneyard match, right? With Undertaker and AJ Styles, because this was what in my wildest imagination I was hoping they would do stuff like this. I was hoping this is their chance to do something that you could never get away with in a live WrestleMania. You would never see that in another WrestleMania, and I thought it was cracking. I thought Undertaker looked cool as fuck, and it was beautiful. And AJ Styles was fantastic in that segment as well. It was beautiful to see after the match the outpouring of fucking love for the segment as well. You know what I mean? The outpouring of, because Undertaker's been getting, I think, quite unfairly. It's like it's not like anybody's trying to pretend that the Undertaker isn't older and slower than he used to be, right? It's a factor. And I think people have been quite unfair, actually, the way they've been reacting to his matches, as if they're expecting him to still wrestle like he's 24 years old. So it was nice to see an outpouring of kind of love for that bit and for the Undertaker and that bit and stuff like that. I loved it. You know what I mean? I just thought it was like it's the happiest I've seen people go away from a WrestleMania broadcast for a long time, that Boneyard match. You know what I mean? What else do I want to say about that? I also want to say I think it was beautiful in that match that they were directly addressing the fact that the Undertaker that people were saying he was finished, he was too old and all that. I love all that psychological stuff. What do you say, Grado?
I was sitting there with a hard on for about 3 years waiting for...
I mean, that's the only thing that could have made it better.
That would have made rest. And I know it was Triple H's decision to use the Metallica song because he's a big Metallica mark, so I was a wee bit gutted about that.
If he'd have came into that, and if he'd have left to
we're rolling, and
then you would have had the whole...
Away from him. Then you've done it now, you're going to meet him.
Nah, I would have left that one. I would have left that one a shite. Right, so I want to put that up. However, that wasn't the only high point on the first night. I also want to put and this is a thing I know a lot of people are putting but they should be, was the Daniel Bryan and Sami Zayn match. Because they guys put on a holiday camp match in the middle of a fucking WrestleMania, right? And now, that's a beautiful thing today. And they would have had complete awareness that that's what they were doing, that they were working a kind of family holiday camp style match on a WrestleMania in that setting. And it was so clever because the match was entertaining and really, really fun to watch. And it was brilliant hearing all the verbals between the two of them and stuff like that. And, and that's the kind of verbals that you hear when you're at a holiday camp and there's only like maybe 100 people there and you're hearing all the kind of verbals. And the thing that's beautiful about that is that is a key component of wrestling in the world, is that type of family holiday camp match. That is integral to the wrestling scene, that kind of match. So for they two guys, Sami Zayn and Daniel Bryan, who are hugely respected professional wrestlers, hugely respected worldwide indie wrestlers, to do a match that felt like a tribute to family holiday camp matches was fucking genius, I think. And I don't think it's getting enough credit.
Do you feel the same about the following night? The Otis match was kind of similar. I felt like that as well. I loved the Otis match.
A wee bit, but that felt a lot like that kind of old school WWF style match, though. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, that kind of old school that you could imagine seeing that on a WrestleMania, like a WrestleMania 6 or something. Do you know what I mean? That kind of match.
Some folk like that, Rab. Do you know what I mean?
Oh no, definitely.
Oh no, definitely. I thought.
No, definitely. So also, of course, on the first night, though, the best match of the first night was Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens.
Aye, they fucking nailed it. That was an
absolutely brilliant match. Nailed it. I have slagged off Seth Rollins on this show for his work as a face. I don't he's not a natural face to me.
Nah, he's a dick.
He's a superb heel.
Great
He's
heel.
brilliant. He's brilliant in the ring. He's brilliant
Great
in the ring,
wrestler.
and he's a great heel. He's a great heel, and that's what he should be doing. That's what he should be doing. He's so they stole it. They completely stole it on the second night. I really loved the 5-way women match. I thought it was really good. I thought it was a really strong showing for Bailey. Actually, I thought Bailey was really top notch.
She was good.
No, I also want to put over the John Cena and Bray Wyatt.
Didn't get it, Rab, but I enjoyed it. It was like watching Inception. I walked out halfway through that. At the pictures because I was fucking completely lost.
Well, that's the thing. It was absolutely bananas. It was fucking mental. It was mental. I was
that NWO bit and all that.
To think that they would even put something like that out, because to get the best out of that thing, you have to have a knowledge of the history of wrestling. You have to know who Bischoff is. You have to know who Kurt Angle is. You need to have a knowledge of John Cena's career. You need to have of the whole of John Cena's career. You need to have a knowledge of, if you've only started watching WWF in the past year, you would have had no fucking clue what was going on in that thing.
But come on, think of the amount of Waynes that are watching all that stuff back in the network and all the documentaries and stuff like that.
I think there were a lot of people.
Every year there's always throwbacks. I wouldn't say that was a big concern. I did like seeing John Cena wear his gear that he first ever wore in SmackDown, but I don't think it was. I got it because I watched it all and I was still fucking confused. So I wasn't going to be any more confused as somebody that doesn't know who fucking Eric Bischoff is. Do you know what I mean?
But there was so many references to so much stuff, to the Bellas, to fucking
we're gonna have a disagreement
to the fact
here.
that Cena had brought. There was so much stuff. No, there's two ways of looking at this. I really enjoyed it.
Did they touch the Bellas? I don't remember that bit.
Aye, because Bray was singing, "You can look, but you can't touch," and all that.
Oh, I need to watch that back.
And then he was calling him poor, lonely John Cena and all that. It was like, you know what I mean? So there was so much going on in it, and it was absolutely mental that they put it out there, but I love that they did. I think it's something that people will look back on over the years, and I actually thought it was a really clever segment as well, to have the promo that John Cena cut on fucking Bray Wyatt being reversed into Bray Wyatt saying about him towards the end of it. It was a really, really clever piece as well. People will be looking at that for, and this is the thing about this WrestleMania, people will talk about this WrestleMania for years and years. I can barely fucking remember what happened at last year's WrestleMania at all. Right,
well, you're saying that, but to me, John Cena and Bray Wyatt were a bunch of jabroni marks without a life that don't know how to work when you work and work yourself into a shoot marks.
Well, here's the thing though. I still didn't get what I was asking for. If you remember, what I was asking for was a good, and I always feel bad when I'm saying this, but I feel like I'm still waiting to see the big Bray Wyatt match where I'm like, he was fucking cracking in that match. Bray Wyatt and that did have some good matches when they were fighting when the Wyatt family were fighting against the Shield and all that. You know what I mean? They were really good matches, but I want to see that one-on-one Bray Wyatt with somebody, and it's a fucking belter of a match.
Without name dropping and all that, he's a lovely, lovely guy, man.
Oh, I'm sure he is, and I think he's clearly a great mind. He's got a great creative fucking mind.
Well, he's wrestling born and bred into his father and all that.
But I just want to see him now. I want to see him wrestle. You know what I mean? I want to see him wrestle now. You know what I mean? I think he's got. You know, I just want to see that because I would love to be a fan of. I would love to be a big fan of The Fiend and all that. You know what I mean? I just kind of feel the guy is still looking to find his place. But my God, well, he gives you a lot to talk about, didn't he?
What did you make of the Goldberg and Strowman?
Obviously, it was a kind of flung together match, but I think it was. Ultimately the right result. You know,
I mean, I think that match was originally made for the crowd. You know, the Goldberg attraction. It didn't really need it.
Aye.
It didn't need it in a performance centre gym, which is probably the reason why it went so short. But I mean, I love Goldberg always will, but it's becoming a bit of a repetition this now, and it coming out for 2 minutes and fucking you're following. You're actually watching every match that he does. WWE Chronicle, follow him for about 4 days.
Aye.
In the gym, psyching himself up, and he goes out and works for fucking 2 minutes.
I have to say, I'm actually quite a fan of the matches where guys come out and they just fucking blast their finisher right out the gate.
Oh, definitely. I love that.
I'm a fan of that.
I love that as well, man.
But you get a lot of people moaning about that, didn't you?
But you know, I've done that a few times in like Motherwell Civic Hall, and I've hit somebody with a wee boot, and folk just go. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
And I'm like, fuck, that didn't work.
No.
Sweet boot, that's my finisher.
Aye.
Troops.
You need the. But I think some people look at wrestling as if they're playing one of the computer games where they're like, oh, you need to work up, you need to do the wee moves first, and then work up, and then your finisher starts flashing, and then you do your finisher. But I always think to myself, see if you've got a move. It's like, see if you've got a move that can just fucking kill somebody. You fucking do it right away. You know what I mean? In a real competitive sport, you're trying to crack out your. So I like it when that happens. That's why I didn't have a problem with Lesnar and Drew. The fact that they were just like hitting their fucking big moves in each other. I was like, that's fine.
They done it with Sheamus and Daniel Bryan a couple of years ago. That was brilliant.
Aye. So I mean, there's a place for that. There's a place for that. Anyway, there was a lot to
like. Did anything happen on Raw last night? Just before we leave the kind of review stuff.
Apollo Crews.
did he come back?
Aye.
Nia Jax came back.
Back. No other surprises, debuts.
Drew beat
Big Show.
Well, that because his Netflix specials are this weekend. Then
Aye, but do you know that it happened? Do you know that it happened after WrestleMania?
What do you mean?
After Drew beat Lesnar.
Right.
Big Show came out.
Oh, really? And they showed it on Raw?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I need to go and see that. That. That's cool.
I think it would be funny, actually, if next week on Raw they went, but wait to see who came out after Big Show.
Aye.
Every fucking week. How many fucking guys came out? Drew's fucking knackered. Having to fucking give all these guys the wee boot, Grado.
But wait, hold on. Did Drew come out to attack? Sorry, did Big Show come out to attack Drew?
Big Show came out and got a match.
With Drew?
Aye. For the title.
Like fucking at WrestleMania?
Aye.
That's insane. I didn't know that.
Aye, that happened.
That's definitely just to G up this Netflix special, innit?
Oh, aye. Definitely. Fair enough. Right, so let's see what the punters are thinking, Grado. Right, let's move on. James Patterson.
Let's make this quick because I've actually really enjoyed this podcast. It's been one of the best so far. But
James Patterson.
Every cunt.
James Patterson's putting our Drew winning, obviously, but wants to put our Lesnar line in the ring until the end. Yeah. He'd like to bury the actual match. Far too rushed. I thought Drew deserved a better match. Moan Drew. Nah. Who gives a fuck?
We're all right.
Scott, bury the utter gash commentary in both nights. Horrible. Put her the Firefly Funhouse match. So it was a brilliant segment.
Do you know what? I actually agree with that. Sorry, just to cut you in, but I agree with that. I didn't like the commentary. It just WrestleManias without JR and the King just isn't the same.
What was the fucking deal with that commentary in the fucking Edge and Randy Orton match, by the way? It was like this. This is what it was like.
But hold on.
And here's Edge now. Edge. Here's Edge picking up Edge. Always hit Randy Orton with something. Shh.
You know, I hate
Randy Orton. Randy's on his back now.
I hate when they do injury angles and they try and make it look like and go, we've got some EMTs out here for Mohammed Shearer. He was in TNA. Give me a WWE wrestler. We got Sami Zayn has been. We're waiting on E&E coming to help him out.
Sami
keep
Zayn's
it quiet.
Not moving. He's not
they try and make it. They try and make it like that. I mean, Jerry King had a fucking heart attack and they didn't stop him do all that shit. They still went on. Know what I mean?
Yep.
I'd have been like that. Edge, get him! Edge, get him! That's what I would have been shouting. Right, Kirsty Walker wants to put her the Boneyard match, one of the best matches on any Mania, regardless of circumstances, and the Firefly Funhouse. Why it really fun, but also a great job from Cena selling it. She wants to bury going with the Bayley and Sasha feud again. Is there really nothing else they can give them? Also, bury Orton and Edge at least 10 minutes too long. Hey, I said cut 10 minutes out. Peace and be wild. Jamie Thomas said, I'm putting our Titus's reaction as it was genuine. Remember this guy? Genuine reaction. His face summed up millions.
That was funny.
Worldwide. Jan Kurek wants to put all the hard work in producing WrestleMania with presumably a lack of staff available for the day's filming and wrestling than what they're used to. Sometimes people forget that the staff could easily have just dinghied it, as more than just the wrestlers are needed to make these shows. Wants to bury Titus and Neil for the worst reaction ever after the Firefly Funhouse.
We've just put that over.
No, that was the perfect reaction because here's the thing. See, the more you think about the Firefly Funhouse match, you're like going, right, so what actually happened there? Was it all happening in John Cena's head?
You're not meant to get it.
Was it all happening in John Cena's head? Or does Bray Wyatt have the power to pull you into his own pocket universe where he can make all these things fucking happen?
I'm going to go back and watch it tonight. You know, my girlfriend's let me put on a wrestling match again tonight. I'm kind of gone off show plan here, but recently I've showed her The Rock and Stone Cold for 15 and 17. I've showed her The Rock and Hogan. I'm planning on showing her the Ronda Rousey, Kurt Angle versus Triple H and Steph match.
Yeah,
but I'm contemplating putting on that fucking... Do you think that would maybe blow her mind too much, putting on the Firefly Funhouse one?
Aye,
right, forget it. So what should I do? Put on the Kurt Angle one?
Put on the Kurt Angle one.
Right.
What was I going to say? The Firefly Funhouse. When it started, me and Hope, my 13-year-old daughter, were watching it, right? And it went to start, and we were thinking this is probably going to be something really cracking because of the Boneyard match, right? We were thinking this is going to be something really different. And then John Cena just came out into the performance centre, and he just came out, and me and Hope both went, oh no, I thought they were going to do something weird with it, something. Right? And then John Cena went, welcome to WrestleMania, and then it was fucking Mean Gene saying it, and then it was fucking, and then it just all fucking went all trippy in it, and I was like, yes! It was like a proper pop for the fact that it wasn't weird right away. It just kind of went spiraled into weirdness. Loved it. Stephen Andrew Dunn wants to put on Nikki and Drew winning at Mania. Of course, Nikki we need to talk about as well, winning the 2 nights. Now there's 5 Scottish wrestlers holding belts in the WWE.
Fucking hell.
And Grado,
well done.
Where is yours, mate?
I don't want one.
You wouldn't want one anyway, would you?
No, I fought for the X Division title once. That'll do me.
It might still happen, mate. It might still happen one day. Daniel Bryan was absolutely spot on when he called the fans fickle. Ted has to put all the AJ and Taker match. It was like watching a 90s Seagal film. Loved it. And wants to bury the Drew match, I'm afraid. Made up with one, but a load of F5s and Claymores just didn't do it for me. Great WrestleMania, though. Buff Khan wants to bury Charlotte Flair. Does she need to be NXT champion? No, in my eyes. I think it will be great, actually. Another NXT run for Charlotte. So
too many titles.
Well,
when there's 5 Scottish folk with WWE titles, you know, listen to me, I'm a big jealous cunt. There's 5 Scottish folk with, you know what I mean? They mean nothing.
You're right. Let's get it off some of them. Let's get some of the titles off the Scottish ones.
Get to some of the Welsh.
Big money. Put over the Firefly Funhouse match. Fucking exceptional. Felt like a reward for being a fan over the past couple of decades. And bury Edge and Orton for being long, slow, and so fucking boring.
I'd also just like to say, out of the M5 people, Mark Coffey, Barry, Celtic fans, WWE Heavyweight Champion, a teddy bear.
I know, but...
A Ranger.
I know, I mean...
A Rangers fans. I haven't even thought about that. A Rangers fans, the champion. We are the champions. Champions. One in a row. One in a row. One in a row.
It's fucking desperate, isn't it? This is what Rangers fans need to do now. This is the closest she's get to a title now. The closest she's get to a fucking title.
Fuck it, I'm using it. I'm kidding on.
To beat a man, Grado, you need to beat the man, and I'm afraid that man is Neil Lennon. So Ross wants to Ross wants to put over that Braun and Goldberg match. I know people hated it, but it finally brings Braun back as being an absolute monster and needed that big win. And everybody's burying this Edge and Orton match. Everybody's burying it. Chris Grant's burying it and all the length of the Edge and Orton match. Oh ho ho! And Ian would like to put over Michael Barrymore for playing the Strike It Lucky board game on Instagram live head-to-head with WrestleMania at 2 in the morning.
Tweeted me about that. I fucking missed it. I need to look out for that again. I would love to play Strike It Lucky with Barrymore on Instagram. That needs to happen. I'm going to DM the night, see what he's up to.
Let's just hope you never play Strike It Unlucky with Michael Barrymore. And I'd like to bury the Performance Centre, says Ian, for having mesh fencing on the ceiling above the desk in the gaffer's office.
What?
That was what Edge hung on to today's 2-foot elbow drop onto Randy Orton. And Mark McGill...
I've been in the Performance Centre, do you know that?
Mark McGill, listen to this, puts over Vince McMahon for pushing the envelope and making the most of a pre-recorded WrestleMania. And that's what you've got to take for this. That's what you've got to take for this. That old fucking bastard, that old genius, Vince McMahon, he fucking did it again, mate.
He's an old tiger. He's an old tiger.
He is a tiger, that guy.
He's Joe Exotic.
He's an ornery. He has the Joe Exotic of man. He's no Joe Exotic. He's that other guy that put Joe Exotic in the slammer.
In the jail. Aye. The kind of
The other guy with a young girlfriend and the fucking nanny.
They went to Vegas and had a snake bus in Vegas and all that.
Yeah.
Aye.
So let's hear it for Vince because...
No, do you know who Vince is?
Who?
Vince is the ginger-headed guy on the speedboat.
The grass? Vince
Aye, the grass.
Vince is near grass, mate. Vince is near grass.
Oh my God. Well, guess what, Wrestling Daft listeners, I must admit that this has been an idea of mine for the last couple of months. I've been wanting this guy on this podcast for the last couple of months. He is none other than one of the best referees of all time, who has retired about 17 times already and came back. Did you tag with Big Daddy back in the day?
Yes, once and had a with Giant A-Stacks.
There you go, listen to that. He's got stories coming out his ears. He is one of the life and souls of the British wrestling locker rooms. Whenever he's on a show, it's always a good day. Steve Lynskey, he also done a wee bit of work for TNA as well. Welcome to the shizzle.
Oh, I've waited so long for this. Thank you for this. You know, my own ego, I needed to be on this podcast. Did you just have a drink there? Can I just have a drink and wet my throat? You don't mind, do you?
Then.
Yeah, go for it.
He'll wait to see what he does. Oh, no. Wait there to record this to show Sharks. I know what you're going to do.
Oh,
I know
dear. Here, hold on.
Keep it there. I need to show Shara. Do that again. I need to show Shara this because he knows you'd do this. Right, go there. Right, when you go, let's get.
What the fuck?
Brilliant.
How you doing? Steve, I'm Rab, by the way. Nice to meet you.
Hey, Rab, nice to meet you.
Good to meet you, man.
Have you never met?
No.
Not in person.
No. You're aware of each other's work?
Oh, yes.
Aye. Listen, Grado.
Aye.
You say he's a hard drinking man. You said this last week.
Oh, Lynskey likes a drink. Lynskey likes a drink. Lynskey likes a drink. Oh, yes, you do. And he likes to dance when he gets a drink as well. Look, there we go. Look, there we go. There's a Michael Jackson. Lynskey, come on. Just for us, give us the Michael Jackson. Come on.
Yeah, I'd love to, but in my office where I am at the minute, bedroom, I've got no space.
Come on, stand in the bed. Come on, on you go. We need to see it. Wait there to get it. Right, hold on, right. Let's do it. Right, Lynskey, go for it. There we go.
And I would do a moonwalk if you could see it.
Oh, brilliant. So, again, he goggles the Jack Daniels. So, how did you get started in wrestling, Lynskey? What happened? Tell us the story right from the start.
Right, so when my mum was alive, bless her, when I was about 9 years old, she used to take me to the local wrestling in Scunthorpe, where I'm from.
Right.
And then I just got the love of it from there. And then we moved to Bridlington on the East Coast. And every week during the summer, they'd have wrestling. So I would go down there. This is at the age of 12, 13. Go down there, help put up the ring, go in there and bump myself around. And then eventually a couple of the wrestlers said, yeah, we'll take you in the ring. So I'd get shafted about and banged about. But because I went back every week, they'd let me continue. And then 16, I started doing the holiday camps.
So what kind of guys were laying in the ring, Lynskey? What kind of guys?
So the guys that would go in the ring with me and I won't say scurf, but stretch me a little bit were guys like Ray Robinson, Ian McGregor,
all right,
Rex Lane, Alan Kilby.
Was Drew McDonald round about then? No?
Drew was about then, yeah.
Aye.
Drew was about then, yeah.
And so was it a matter of turning up at shows and them kind of learning you before the show rather than going to training every week?
Yeah, because there was no such things as training schools or anything back then. It was just like going there, and once wrestlers, decided, okay, yeah, he's willing, he's coming back, because they would lay it in. You know what I mean? They would, just to see if you could take it. So, and then when you keep going back every week, they go, oh, okay. So after a wee while, they'd
do you know what?
Then show you a few things.
if only it could go back to that, Rab. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, that's
mayhem, but that's really the way it should have been brought in. I mean, I wasn't brought in like that, but if, I mean, I probably wouldn't have made it through off that. But
I love hearing stories like that. I love
that's
it
brilliant.
When guys are like, I would go down to where the wrestlers were, and the wrestlers would knock fuck out of me, and then I would go back and they'd knock fuck out of me again.
Yeah.
And then I'd go back and they'd knock fuck out of me again. And already most normal people have went, I'm done at that point.
Yeah.
I'm done. But they keep coming back, and then eventually they kind of they show you how to knock fuck out other people a wee bit. No, that's the beautiful story.
I mean, I've seen somebody at training get in the ring, take a bump, get up, put their trainers on or whatever, put their jacket on and fuck off and never be seen again. You know what I mean? I'm off. This is not for me.
The worst one was like when I was taking bumps in the beginning, it wasn't hurting that much. It was the next morning when you woke up and you couldn't move.
Well, it's the adrenaline in it because you're amongst the wrestlers, Lynskey, and you're trying to make yourself look good. It's not the next morning you start, as you say, you can't walk.
Well,
But
Steve,
I did that.
Steve,
Yeah,
Steve,
sorry, go on.
I'm always the thing I always talk about. I'm fucking bore people with is how sore it is to run the ropes. How painful that is. I couldn't believe how painful. I found that when I first did that for the first time. I was like,
your kidneys fucked.
I was like, this is just when you see wrestlers bouncing off the ropes. I thought that was like the fun bit. No, the fucking also painful. Like everything's painful when you get in. You know what I mean?
And rings back then were a lot stiffer. You'd literally have planks like this thick, and then a slight bit of padding underneath, and then obviously your canvas, you know. But they were a lot stiffer back in the day, kid. Ooh.
So how did you end up tagging with Haystacks and Daddy? How did that come about? Was it just a kind of last minute thing where you were
yeah, seriously, it was. It was like it was at I'd done the holiday camps for a little bit, and then I started working for Max Crabtree in Bridlington. It was basically, hey kid, come along, I'll put you on. Do you know what I mean? And it was one night somebody had turned up, and it was literally like threw me in there doing the daddy tag, and
brilliant.
And there was
And how was he? I mean, people say he was a bit who is it that might have like a kind of crab reputation round about Wayne's? There's no Haystacks. He used to never like kids. But what was Daddy like?
Again, when I was in the changing room like the first time when it was that night, do you know what I mean? It'd be like, it was all right. It was cordial, you know, but it'd be like, he'd look at me and go, "Hey, kid, get a body on you." Do you know what I mean? Like, look, I'm thinking, what? Do you know what I mean?
Big Daddy.
Yeah. Hey, kid, get a body on you. Because Daddy, when he was younger, was fit. He was bodybuilding and everything. Do you know what I mean? So,
and I think you took his advice, Lynskey, then, aye. I'm bamming you up. So how did it come out? What happened to your wrestling career? Why did it end up being refereeing? What was the deal?
Because I was shit. I've never claimed to be any great wrestling worker or anything like that. But basically, sort of 10 years into it, doing shows, you know, just going in there because I wanted to be on shows and whatever, and traveling up and down the country on the holiday camp circuit, doing all that. And it was one night, Johnny Storm was staying at my house when I lived in Bognor. And he was doing a show in Portsmouth for FWA, which was run by Mark Sloan at the time.
Yep.
So I said, I'll come down with you. Do you know what I mean? So I went down with him. And Alex Shane was there. And they didn't have a referee. And this was when I was like 20-odd stone.
Oh, you were a big guy, weren't you?
Yeah. He said, can you referee? I was like, yeah. So I looked twice the size of everyone else on the card. But it was just so natural doing the refereeing. I mean, it was a natural thing. So it was like, well, the wrestling ain't doing too much for me. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to be able to hang with these kids either. Do you know what I mean? Because at that time, I was like, right, I've been in the business 10 years.
It's quite old school about you as well, Lynskey. I mean, on Facebook, you're Steve Lynskey. Everybody knows you, Steve Lynskey. But that isn't your real name, is it?
No.
What are you, Simon or something, innit?
Yeah, Simon, yeah.
So what happened with that? Did somebody stole your gimmick name?
No, well, yeah. Steve. Well, originally I was called Steve Knight.
Right. Do you know him, Rab? He was a wrestler. I think he made a few FWB appearances back in the day. Shining Light Stevie Knight.
Yeah.
Maybe,
Or as Alex Sheen used to say, what was he used to say? Stevie Knight, whining shite.
So yeah. So I was on a show for Max, and Max said to me, "Kid, what's your name?" And I went, "Steve Knight." He went, "No, it's not, kid." Because of course you had the Knights, you know, you had Ricky Knight. He said, "You can't call it. You got to be something different." And I'm like, "Oh shit, what?" So I took my stepdad's name. He's Steve Lynskey. There is literally a Steve Lynskey. So
Hey, man.
I went, Steve Lynskey. There you go, kid. That's your name. And that was it from there. But Steve was training at the time, or breaking into the business at the time, and he took on the Steve Knight name. So
when you get letters through the door, then does it come through Steve Lynskey or Simon, whatever it is?
Well, I mean, obviously, like letters and stuff is through my name, Simon. But then, you know, It's
so funny because nobody calls you Simon at all.
Some do. There's a couple that do.
Oh, is that Fit Finlay or something?
No.
Come on, give me a Fit Finlay impression.
I don't do a Fit Finlay impression.
Yes, you do. Come on.
That match of yours was tremendous. It really was. Best thing I've ever seen. Get in the gym, you fat shit.
Have you got any other British wrestlers' impressions? You're quite good at it.
No.
Your ass.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised anybody's brave enough to do an impression.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I didn't want to do
it. Hey, listen, it's a lot of responsibility being a ref, isn't it? It's a lot of responsibility being a ref. I would hate to do that. I would hate to be in that position.
Well, you've not only got to what people don't understand, because a lot of people say, like, you'll go to a show and it's like, the whatever, and they'll be like, "Oh, well, my mate's going to referee the match or whatever." Do you know what I mean? Or, you know, or such and such is begging to referee it, so we'll get them in. But what some people fail to realise is, like, you got to remember your stuff. You could be in there 8 times in a night, okay? And there are times where you have to remember the match because some of the wrestlers that are in there will forget. Hey, Graham.
Yay, enough. Maybe 5 or 6 years ago, but no new, man.
World of Sport Show, Southampton.
What happened? I can't remember. Tell me.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. You can't remember.
What did I do? Did I forget a spot? Was a mate bump me or some shit?
Let's get. What's next? Oh, shite. We boot.
Aye, that's me. That's me.
But there are guys that are worse. They'll be going through matches, whatever, and planning all these elaborate stuff, and then they'll get in there and they'll be like, forgot.
Aye, go on. I mean, you must see some amount of shite.
Yeah.
No, you really do.
Yeah, I have done over the years.
Aye. But I mean, you when TNA started to promote over here, you were involved in that, didn't you? You were kind of used as the ref on the tours. Was it? Did you do the full UK tours, or was it?
JB came up with that one. So when I lost all the weight, like previous to when I lost the weight, I would go to, when they come to Wembley, I would always come to Wembley, see some of the boys, see who I knew.
Right, Steve, I need to stop you right here, right?
Sorry?
This is a shoot. I need to stop you right here. This is a shoot interview, right? It's a shoot interview. Heart attack, right? Okay, had a heart attack.
Yeah.
But the big question on every British wrestler's minds is, have you got a gastric bypass?
That's not on everyone's mind, is it?
Is it?
I did, and we've spoke about this. We've sat down and spoke about this. You probably won't remember because we were pissed, but...
Do you not like me talking about it? I feel as if I've made you uncomfortable, have I?
No, not at all. Not at all. The thing is, I was told, when I had my heart attack, I was told straight, if I didn't lose 9 or 10 stone within 6 months, I'd be dead.
Fuck.
That was the upshot of it. So for the first month, I'm dieting like buggery to try and get this weight down. And I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I tried everything possible. So, you know, dieting, anything that I could do, go to the gym, everything. I could not shift any weight. And I was going to a dietitian every 4 days to check diary and this, that, and the other. And say, you're not losing any weight. You're not losing any weight. You're not dieting. I says, I'm telling you now, this is what I'm eating. This is what I'm doing. No, you're not. So I went to see a doctor, and he sat down and he said, look, he says, you're telling these people that you're doing this, and this, and you're not losing any weight. He says, have you ever done steroids? I said, well, yeah, I have, but not to any massive degree. He says, right, he says, be truthful with me. He says, what have you done over your lifetime? Now, bearing in mind, when I started in the 90s, there was a lot of partying and stuff going around. So, and I've been told that I'm more a follower than a leader. So if someone's there, and I'll touch on another story in a minute.
I would say you're a leader.
Yeah, it's actually quite funny. So, you know, so I'd go along with what everyone else was doing. Do you know what I mean? So certain boys, hey, kid, you want to try this? Do you know what I mean? Oh, okay, you know. So I'm going through the list of stuff that I've done. So, okay, we'll go through a list. He said, have you ever done this? Yes. I did it for a little bit. Yes. He said, yes. Anything else? He said, well, I might have done cocaine once or twice. No. He said then I did ephedrine. He went, stop. I went, what? He said, right. He said, that's it. He said, if you've had ephedrine in your system, he said, it doesn't matter what you've done, you will not be able to lose weight because it stops your receptors.
Really?
Yes, which I didn't know about.
Because I remember when I first started, there was a lot of British guys, and they would. I remember being in a car with a couple of wrestlers in it, and, you know, we'd leave Coventry at like 2 a.m. because by the time the show's wrapped up and everything getting sorted, and a couple of the boys would I was only like 14, 15 at the time, and like the driver would go, pop the ephedrine and go, fuck this, I'm driving Inverness. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's what it was. So for me, trying to go to the gym and everything, because I didn't like, I hate injections, I hate needles. So like that was never an option for me to go down that route. Because I was shit anyway, I didn't think I was going to go anywhere. I was 5'8", but you know, too heavy to be a lightweight, and too heavy to be, you know, not heavy enough to be a heavyweight. So I was in that.
You're Steve Carino.
Maybe. So, I'm not shitting on anyone. Don't try and tell me.
I'm kidding on. But no, tell me about your here we go, as he takes another swig of Jack D. How did you get involved with refereeing in the TNA tours?
So yeah, so basically, I'd go along every year. They'd come over for the tour. I'd go to Wembley. And I'd always joke with JB, oh, come on, JB, surely you can get me to referee, you know what I mean, something, you know what I mean? But this is when I was big. Well, you know. So I had the heart attack. Yes, I did have a procedure to help with the weight. But the misconception is, and a lot of the boys joked about it, which is why I didn't really talk about it, because it was like, oh, well, once you've had it done, it's an easy way out. It is not, by any means necessary, trust me. It takes a lot of work. You lose the weight quick, it's keeping it off. Because you can still go and like, I can eat, if we went out for a meal, I can eat a full roast or whatever. Do you know what I mean? So it's now a case of like, I've got to say to myself, if I eat too much, I'm going to put weight back on.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't do it. They'll lose the weight, and then it's more a change of mind than it is a change of, bodily stuff. Because if you don't change your mindset to say, I don't want to be fat anymore, you're on a losing battle.
You really are looking well, Lynskey.
Thank you.
5-6 years ago, you got to some size, so it's
23 stone.
Really, really well. What?
23 stone. I was.
There you go, mate. I remember first time I met you. Was it in Bethnal Green, maybe?
Maybe.
I mean, we do know each other. I know you probably you don't want to go into it. The infamous Blackburn show. Is this you know I talk about that, do you?
Let it go, kid.
I can't let it go, mate. When I was 14-year-old,
yes, I know. I know.
Nah, and do you know what, I'm not going to bring it up because I know it does get to you. Does it get to you? Can I talk about it? I'll not mention what happened, what you done, or what you were accused of, but can I just say what happened?
If I could go back and not do it, I'll probably, because there's more there's more to it than,
you know, when I ran a bus down to a show in Blackburn and the ring didn't turn up. A lot of British wrestling politics back at the time, and it was rife, and it wasn't just one person. There was loads of people involved. There was loads of people guilty. It's not just you, so don't ever take the blame for that. But that did happen, and
I took the brunt of it. I took the brunt of it because
you did, mate. And I feel bad for you. But I mean, the biggest thing for me was I ended up being locked in because John Farrer, because I ran a bus, he asked me to help. He was a promoter, so I sat
Ted
with
Robbins.
Ted.
Yeah,
I sat with him and spoke about wrestling for ages, and which is the weirdest thing ever, because I ended up he was in that episode of Endeavour. But me and you were stuck when I was 14 in a wrestling hall when the ring didn't turn up, and he totally remembered it and remember talking to me.
Isn't that nice? I mean, you mustn't like. I've met a few famous people over the years. I'm not one to drop names.
You are so that's the best. Come on. You have the come on, Lynskey. Come on, tell me who's your pals?
No. All I was going to say was you'll meet a few people. You'll meet a few people, and then you think, you know, and they're sort of way up there. You know that they'll be big famous stars. You won't see them for a year or two, but as soon as you see them again, it's just like, how you doing, buddy? You know what I mean? Like Danny John Jules from Red Dwarf, who plays the cat.
Well, that's what I was going to say, Lynskey, because you. Not only with the wrestling, you actually book all the comic cons.
Yeah.
You book quite a lot of the comic con people to come and do the autographs at Breehead and stuff like that. So you've got quite a lot of connections. I remember you went with the Paul Gascoigne happy birthday video because he was doing a comic con, which still to this day is my favourite ever birthday present, big man.
And every year I send it to you.
Brilliant. So see how dealing with comic con guys and wrestlers, has there been ended that's been like a right arsehole to the point? Oh no, please. I know we don't want to speak of the dead, right? But can you please tell me what happened with you and Vader?
Right.
This is great.
It's not even.
Vader's one of my favourite wrestlers, by the way.
This is great. This is great.
Okay, so
what Lynskey done in a random fucking town in England. This is brilliant. Please, it's the best story ever. Listen to this.
Okay, so I'd arranged. Well, Andy Quilden had arranged to have Vader over for him and Will Ospreay. And so I'm told that Andy wanted to recoup some money because he'd paid Leon quite a lot of money to come over. So I said to Andy, I said, look, you've got a weekend either side of those, that York Hall show. I said, bring him over. After that show, I'll take him up to Sheffield. He can do the Sheffield Comic Con, and then the week after that, we'll send him up to Glasgow, do the Glasgow Comic Con, then fly him back home. So Andy was all well with that. So I went up to York Hall on the Friday night, and I got really wound up with Andy. Because I'm like I say, Andy, we've got to drive up to Sheffield. Like the show finished at 10:30, 11 o'clock. They normally run over at York Hall. So I said, look, come on. I said, can you go and ask him if he's ready, whatever. And Quinn's like, okay, pal, I'll ask him, and off he trots. He comes back. Left me waiting an hour. And I'm a slow burner, but once my fuse is lit, I explode basically. So I was waiting about an hour and a half, 2 hours, waiting for Vader to come out so we could drive up to Sheffield. This is nearly midnight. And I basically lost my shit with Quilden because I'd asked him again. As I walked off to do something, I could see him laughing with Andy Simmons. Well, of course, straight away, I think he's laughing at me. So I says, get the fat fucking shit stuff out of his car. We ain't fucking taking him. I'm going home. Like, I start to walk off. And he's going, mate, no. I said, take the piss. I said, we've got to get up to Sheffield. Anyway, we get in the car. Unfortunately for Leon, he's got back problems and whatever. So we had to stop like every half hour, 40 minutes. And he'd get me to freeze spray his back, bless him, because he was in that much pain. So we eventually get up to Sheffield at like 5 o'clock in the morning. And then I say to him, check him into his room and everything. I said, right, pick you up at, we'll meet for breakfast at 8 o'clock. And then we leave to go to the venue at 9 o'clock anyway. As we're walking to our room, we hear this almighty fucking bang. And we're like, what the fuck was that? I was like, fuck it, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. I got to get a couple of hours sleep. We went to our room, went to sleep, got up. He's not there in the morning. Knock on his door. He comes out. He said, oh, shit, brother. He said, I slipped in the bath. Oh, my back. Like this. Okay. Give him a spray again. Gets him to the place. Place opened at 9 o'clock. 9:30, he's saying, I've got to go back to the hotel. My back's killing me. So we take him back to the hotel. He says, just let me have a few hours sleep. I might be all right, whatever. So he says, you just come to the room at 1 o'clock. He said, then we'll go back. I went, okay. So I square that with a Comic-Con. But he's only there for one day, you see, because the Sunday he's got a show down in Colchester.
Yeah, right, aye.
So anyway, 1 o'clock, goes back to the room, knocking, nothing. Managed to get into the room, and he's literally out. He's Sparko. Do you know what I mean? And I'm walking up. When you sort of, I want to check. Sure he's all right. Well, of course, he startles and he turns round and then he thinks I'm in his room robbing him or something like that. You know what I mean? I said, you told me to come at 1 o'clock. He says, I can't do the day. He said, I'm in so much agony. I went, okay, fair enough. So bearing in mind, we've drove into London, picked him up, took him up to Sheffield, and then he's not done the day. So the Comic-Con, I'm not going to pay him, which is, fair enough. But he was okay with that. He was like, no, that's fair enough. I haven't done it. He says, I'll just get my back ready for tomorrow to do this show. So next day, we leave Sheffield, drive down to Colchester to do this show. I'm sorry if this is long-winded, by the way.
No, I just like the payoff. I love the payoff.
Yeah, the payoff's great. Drive down to Colchester. He then, he was meant to be wrestling Adam Maxted and Johnny Bailey in a 2-on-1.
Right.
So the guys go in to meet him. And he looks Adam Maxted up and down. Now, bearing in mind, this is Adam's first 6 months to a year into the business.
Green is good shit.
Looks the dog's bollocks, always has done. Looks tremendous, but
always
maybe a little bit, green.
Behind the lugs.
And he said to Leon says to him, he said, right, kid, how long you been in the business? And Adam, polite as anything. Oh, right there, sir. Yeah, I probably about 6 months now. Ain't wrestling him. No, right? No way. Completely. Yeah, would not get in the ring with Adam at all. So then it was like him and Sid Scala.
Oh, aye.
So Leon's like, kid, link up with me. This is to Sid. Well, Sid goes in real solid. You stiff motherfucker! I ain't fucking working you stiff motherfucker! Like this, Oh my God. At the size of Vader.
He's fucking 6 stone. Oh, 6 stone. I said Scala for fuck's sake.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
6 feet, so, he's not the heaviest.
So I said, and he's looking at me. He says, I ain't wrestling this kid. I said, no, it'll be all right. I said, Sid, come on, link up. I said, link up solid, but loose as soon as you connect. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. Do not say you want to fucking wrestle me. Not a chance. So they go in. They're meant to do 15 minutes.
No chance.
12, 15 minutes, I think Dan wanted out of them. Do you know what I mean? So they start linking up and everything. But I'm having to call the match to Leon. Because I literally had to everything. I had to call it all to him when we was in there, next spots, everything. So after about 4 minutes, he decided it was time to go home.
Choke slamming home.
4 minutes. So obviously Dan wasn't too happy at that, but what can you do? And then So he took me and my other half for a meal after. So we sat down. I'll say this. He did have a lot of problems with his back and having to take medication. When he wasn't on medication, he was the greatest guy. You could sit there for hours. And we did, because we were traveling, you know, apart from having to stop every 40 minutes so he could get out, stretch, whatever, telling us stories and everything. So it was really nice. Took us for a meal. We had a really nice time, you know what I mean? Blah, blah, blah. Paid for it. Drove back to Chichester, where we're from, where we live.
That's it, Chichester.
Because Andy Quilden, in his wisdom, I said, right, okay, we do the Comic-Con and do Colchester. I said, I'll drop him back down to you, Andy, because he was looking after him. That was the deal, that he would sort him out with a hotel in between the Comic-Cons. Anyway, he books him into a hotel like 5 minutes from where I'm living. And I'm saying, why have you booked him there? Well, just in case you want to go and hang out, pal. I'm like, not babysitting him, do you know what I mean? Just anyway, next day, we've dropped him off. We go pick him up for lunch. Here's your payoff, Graham. Right. So we goes and sit in this pub opposite. He's ordered his food. Now he's talking to my other half. He's not talking to me. And I'm like, are you all right? And he just starts talking to my other half, and she says, he's just asks, is there a problem? Yeah, someone's been in my room and stolen my jewellery and stolen my watch and this, that, and the other. And I went, what? Do you know what I mean? And he was going on about his watch had been nicked, his Hall of Fame, whatever, you know. And it was almost like, oh, yeah, it must have been you coming in and this, that, and the other. And I said, no. I said, come on, we'll go over there now. You know what I mean? And we went over there and he found it. You know what I mean? And I'm like, okay. No, he's still got the arse. He went back to the pub, he sat there, and then he's getting the arse of me, getting arse of me. And I said, right. I said, that's it. My other half, because she could see the fuse was getting lit on me.
Aye.
She could see it was, do you know what I mean? And she says, look, we'll go now, do you know what I mean? And I stood up and I said, it's been nice knowing you. I said, I'll leave you because you're obviously, you know, you're in a bad mood and this is just going to escalate. And I walk out. But as I'm walking out the door, he shouted something at me or whatever. That was it then. I was like, you what? And he follows me out. And this is in a cathedral city, which is very busy. Chichester's very, very high rate. And he's starting to walk, and my other half's going, no, come on, leave it. I said, no. And he's shouting at me. And I says, look, fuck off, you fat shit. I says, that's it. I says, I didn't want you here anyway. I says, I'm on the phone. I said, you're on your way home like that. And I walked off. And he's middle of Chichester. But he tried phoning me throughout the day, which I was kayfabing the phone calls. I was just letting him go to answering machines. Like, and then he went back to being nice Leon, do you know what I mean? And my only regret in life is that I never returned any of those calls. I blocked his number.
You left him in Chichester, didn't you?
I didn't leave him in Chichester. I phoned Quilden up and I said, look, I said, do what you will. I said, I don't want him in Glasgow next weekend. I said, because I'm not going to be there. And I said, if he kicks off with anybody else, it's my neck on the line.
Aye.
You know,
but
and
it's just this funny, like, vision of you and Vader in this fucking high street, and you just fuck off and lay him in the middle of the street because you're fed up with him. I love it. Vader just standing there going, where are you going? Where are you going?
That was it, literally.
You just fuck him off. I mean, when he wrestled and he done about 100 link-ups with me backstage. I always remember Tommy Dreamer was standing about 100 feet away and he went, look at the fucking state of this. Would you look at this? Am I seeing this right? Look at the fucking Grado and me and Vader warming each other up. It was the fucking funny sight. I met him in the lift at Wrestlemania.
Did you ever get him in a good mood when he was like, you know, when he was wasn't.
He was in a good.
I say medicated.
He was in a good mood when we were warming him up. He was going, "That's it, kid. That's it, kid."
Yeah.
And you know, and he done that thing that Jay Lethal told me that he does, because Jay Lethal worked him, and he done the same thing where it was what was it? He says, I think I've spoken before. Keep going, kid. Keep going. That's it, kid. Keep like. I think Jay Lethal was like, "Can I put a wee bit of heat on him?"
Yeah.
And Vader's going, "That's it, keep going, kid. That's it, kid. Keep going, keep coming. And that's what he was doing with me when I was warming up. He's going, "That's it, keep coming. That's it, keep going." I'm just holding my laugh because I'm pissing myself. What was? I mean, he was a great guy. Do you know what? He was totally up for letting me use his mask in a match.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, he was pissed off because nobody knew who he was. He came out and cut a promo in East Bride. There was about 30 folk. That would be a lie if I said 30. But there was about 150 people there, and he got in the ring and he went, "It's time!
What?
And nobody replied, and he went, "Fuck it," and threw the microphone down. And so I wore his mask, and I've told that story before, but he was standing on the apron going, "Oh, this is good shit, man. You're funny. This is good shit. I'm loving this. This is good shit." After the match, he's like, "You're really funny, man. That's a good shit. I had a lot of fun. The next day, he's working Wolfgang in a earwig, and he goes, "Hey, man, how you doing? Yeah, this match tonight, it needs to be any better than that shit I was in last night. What a lot of fucking shit." I'm like, "Yeah, bastard." Fucking tell me it was good. Yeah. But rest in peace, Leon.
Yes, no, absolutely. That was my only regret, because I blocked his number, and he'd left voice messages, and he was apologising, and he wanted to do business with me, etc., etc. And I was just like, I didn't know at the time what was going to happen within a year or two.
Yeah, it was quite soon after that, Quite soon after he died.
Lynskey, we need to get you back on this show, because this is quite a big show already, and we're kind of running out of time here, aren't we, boys? Are we? With producer John?
Aye, we've got about another 40 minutes of stuff to do. So if
I've really, really, really enjoyed this interview of yours. It's been fucking great, in it. So I'd love to get back on.
We love these old school stories, didn't we?
Old school stories are brilliant.
We love the old school stories. That's what we like.
Aye, so we just kind of try and just round this off.
Too many vegan food they're eating and all that. That's all they're talking about. The fucking CrossFit.
Correct.
Talking about CrossFit, vegan cooking. That's what we're wanting. That's that there. If you're listening to this podcast, there's Jack Daniels getting downed. You want the old school story. That's what you want. So you need to come back on.
Honestly, whenever I'm on we were in Germany a couple of weeks ago. When I found out you and Doug were there, it made my day. We always have a great time. Do
you know what? That was the thing, wasn't it? Because that was my retirement thing.
That was one of your retirement.
That was my last. That was last year.
I know.
That was
November.
last May.
It was last May.
We was meant to be out there in 12 days, mate. That's gone, innit? With actually, that would have been quite fun, because they had what's his face, Ted DiBiase, Virgil was out there.
That'd have been brilliant. That'd have been brilliant. Me, you, and Virgil in a German hotel trying to order fucking food. That'd have been brilliant. Lynskey, you've had some great stories, man. It's been a really, really different type of interview, and I want to get you back on as soon as possible. I'm sure the listeners of the show are going to love it.
Anytime.
Beautiful, man. Thank you. Thanks for coming on. Stay safe and well where you are.
Thank you, my friends. Take care.
Bastard.
Cheers, man.
See you later. I love you to bits, big man. Bye-bye.
Bye now. Grado, it's been a fantastic show. We've had surprises. We've had Steve Lynskey jumping in, telling us a story about him abusing Vader not long before his death. We've had Drew. We've had...
Oh, fucking... God fucking...
We have had Drew McIntyre's brother dropping in. The WWE champion's brother has dropped in and regaled us with his pride of the nation. Drew McIntyre is the pride of the nation. Am I right, Grado?
I can't. Abusing Vader right before his death has fucking killed me. Oh, let's just leave it at that. What a great show we've had.
We've had a fun show. Listen, everybody stay safe out there. Please stay safe, stay home. Hope you're doing well. Grado, as ever, man, an absolute pleasure to sit and chat to you. I would miss you if I didn't have you to chat to every week.
I know.
It's nice having John. It's nice having John here and all.
Thanks.
It's like I miss you. It's like I miss you until like Wednesday afternoon, and I'm like, fuck, I've got to talk to this guy again today. It's yourself up the road.
Up the road now. It's yourself.
Hey, Margaret, the fiend.
It's yourself.
I'm a wrestler too.
Audio Frontier.